Good afternoon. As I was preparing for our annual meeting on Thursday and putting a longer presentation together, and we'll have it here as well. I was going to take a step back and look at the world markets and also look at other markets. Where we've had some prices stay extremely strong, and yet other ones have backed off. And as I was planning ahead for that, I thought about, hey, where are our competitors, and look at world production side of it. And as I bring our first slide in here right now, instead of looking at the production side of it, we should almost take a consideration on who our export competitors are at. So in front of us here is on the wheat side of it. Russia is a large producer of wheat, the fourth largest in the world, but they're the largest exporters. They export over 1.6 or near 1.6 billion bushels of wheat. EU closely follows behind, then Australia, Canada. You can see the US slots in at number 5 in here on the export side of it. So when you take a look at the world wheat market and world wheat production areas, you really got to focus on, where our export competitors are at and who provides for the world. China might be the world's largest wheat producer, but they're not involved in the export market at all. As we get over now to the corn side of it, the one interesting thing that's happening this year is Brazil is forecasted to take over the U.S. as a world's top exporter, even though their crop is more than 50% smaller than ours here in the U.S. They've really jumped up their export program. Argentina slotted below us, and even Ukraine is not too far below either. That's when you look at this war going on in Russia, Ukraine, that can have an effect in here on the corn market as well. But I think it's important to realize from a global standpoint, the U.S. isn't the dominant player it once was. As I get over to the bean side of it, there's really 4 major exporting countries in the world, and really you get it down to it's 2. Brazil's the largest at over 3.3 billion bushels, and the U.S. is forecasted just under 2 billion bushels. I find it interesting though, and it shows how many beans that Argentina crushes, where Paraguay exports more soybeans in Argentina, even though their crop is only about 30% of what they raise there in Argentina. The other interesting thing we think coming up this week is the anniversary of the war between Russia and Ukraine. It started on February 24th, 2022. And the one thing we want to take a look at is where some prices are that had some big moves a year ago with reference to the war. And what we did is just look at where prices were at on April 29th, 2022, now compared to where they're at today. And as you can see, corn's down 17% from a year ago. You've got wheat down, wheat and crude oil both down the same, around 27%. It's a natural gas market that has really got hit here recently and down over 70% from where it was at the end of April in 2022. As we wrap up here today, and these are some of our thoughts, one thing we got to keep in mind, politics is going to always move these markets. The other thing is we got to recognize, things that are overvalued compared to undervalued. And with the anniversary of the war coming up in here, you can look at it where natural gas is extremely undervalued compared to where it was at a year ago. If you're looking at corn or wheat, wheat is probably a little bit more undervalued, in times of war compared to that of corn. I think the other thing you got to keep in mind here is momentum. These markets swing on momentum in a big way. They get in the natural gas market, the momentum is lower. On the other hand, in the livestock markets, we have some higher momentum there as well. When it comes to selling the 2023 crop, it's all about risk management, and with that, you're looking at protecting your margin, your inputs, what you can sell the crop for. Last thing this week, I think you got to really watch the spreads. Watch old new crop spreads on both corn and beans. We'll highlight that in our daily advisory report. Look forward to our annual meeting presentation in here on Thursday. Any questions, suggestions, let us know. Have a great day.